Hello, and welcome to another segment on Secure Set, brought to you by GRA Services. We're here in the middle of Oklahoma, and this is Jerome. He's the homeowner, and what we have is a set of fiberglass stairs on his swimming pool that we believe, and he believes, that there are hollow spots underneath the steps. So being that when you step on them, you can feel the flex. So Jerome, let's take a look and see, give it a few taps of the hammer so that the audience can see what we're talking about.
That sounds pretty hollow.
Yep. And that basically is what he's told us he's found basically around the entire set of steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill some holes in the fiberglass steps. Today we also have the ability to look inside the area because we have an endoscope, and then you can actually view what has happened behind the fiberglass steps. So before we get into the next segment, as I've done in the past, I'm going to change my shirt because I don't like getting all of these good clothes messy, and so we'll get right at it. Well, we're back. Jerome, he's going to drill. We're going to probe this because we want to see why this is sounding so hollow, and basically what the construction is like underneath these steps. So we've pinpointed some spots here on both sides, and so that's what we're going to do first. Go ahead, Jerome. Let's move around to the other side. Let's see what the scope can do and see what we can see. And, well, there's the void right there. You can drop this down. We'll see how deep this might be. There's the sand, and obviously it's washed out. And so we're going to pull this up. We're going to give you an indication of how far down the sand has retreated. Say it looks to be close to a foot. We're going to probe the other hole over here. Oh yeah, you can see the edge of the concrete there. Same thing has happened on this side. All right. Okay, we've gone through the preliminaries. We've hammer sounded, got an idea of where the voids might be. We drilled some holes. In some of the holes we've inserted the bore scope or endoscope, and we've actually been able to see and witness the depth of the voids on these side panels. 12 inches, maybe 14 inches, where the sand is completely settled out from under the stairs. And on both sides, and as we hammer sounded, it actually sounded like we had a void under all of them, except the bottom step. Bottom step had a little bit of a different sound, and I'll show you what happens. So once we drilled the hole, when we inserted the drill bit, we got sand on the drill bit instantly, meaning that the sand was right underneath the step. But it sounds differently because the sand is waterlogged. So that's why we got a little bit of a different echo. So we know, based on the probes and our drilling, that we have a good sand fill under the bottom step. Second step, we found that we had probably ranging an inch to maybe 2 inches on either side. And then obviously we have this last piece here. So over the years, the presumption is that water from rain and pool activity probably got in around the seams of the steps, and gradually over time it either moved or helped compress, or both, the sand that was under the steps. What we're going to accomplish today is we're going to put a permanent layer of high density foam under those steps, primarily to help with the stability of the substrate or the sand, but also we don't want to have any flex on the steps, because over time that constant flexing of the fiberglass could possibly end up in a crack or a fissure. So next phase is this, which is kind of the fun stuff, is we're going to actually get the kits ready, and we have the nozzles all ready. We're going to start the injection phase here. We're going to fill these sides first. I want to form a block on each side, and then we're going to move horizontally across the steps. As the foam moves, it will always travel to the point of least resistance. So once it has moved laterally and filled that void, we'll be able to see the ejection of the foam through the drill ports. This phase really doesn't take that long. The foam, the high density foam, will go in as a pre-frost product. It will then expand 2 to 2.5 times its original volume. So we'll be careful and we'll move, and we'll finish it off here really in not too much time. Okay, next phase to start. The procedure, as we've always done in the past, obviously we remove the hoses. We've charged the hoses by turning the valves on that are on the top of the tank. And one thing that's always important, squirt some product in there. Yeah. We always want to make sure that we've got a great positive flow. We will reinsert this, and we are ready to go. Now I'm going to do the first injection, just basically to give you a procedure check on it. So we're going to move over here, and we're going to do this in short shots. We have about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes before whatever's in the nozzle or what's underneath has risen and has started to harden. So we know we just have to keep a constant little smooth flow of product. So we're ready to go. Oh, and we put this black electrician's tape around the tip of the nozzle. That acts as a nice seal on the hole. So we don't want to overfill it. We're never in a hurry, you know. Sometimes you can hear a little bit of a different sound as we're getting closer to the top. Yeah, I can hear it moving laterally. We've got foam exiting right here, so we know that we're full. We're going to let this harden up. Jerome, can you hold that pressure on that? I brought something I'm going to use today. These are going to act as just sort of temporary plugs. Go ahead and just pick that out. Oh, not going anywhere anyway. Okay, we want to make sure that we still have flow out of that, which we do. Excellent. Okay, let me move that box a little bit closer to you. Ready to go? Okay. Got a little bit of down pressure. Keep it coming now. Oh, perfect. Okay, one more shot maybe. Excellent. Okay. Let's just keep that nozzle in there for a little bit. We can always take that off and put on a new one. I don't want any foam coming out of the hole. So this is wonderful, because take a look at this. We've got good hard foam that has come up and made its way out the crack. So we've finished first injections. We've got the side panels. Pretty cool. But here's what that's kind of neat. It's kind of self-assuring. You get all these little telltale signs like this. So here's a crack right along the edge, and we were injecting here, we were shooting it straight down, so we know that came back and then filled it here. And then also, you can feel the heat from the expanded foam. You can feel it all the way across the panel right here. So we know that the foam has expanded and is setting, and it is basically doing its job under there. So we've done what we wanted to do. We've created a dam on either side, and so now we're going to move down to the steps. You know, a gentleman that had done this before had given us some feedback on what was successful for him. He said he actually started on one side and moved his way across. And so since we have already successfully set a dam or a block, I think we're going to do that. It's always good to learn by experience and feedback. So we're going to start on this side over there, and we're going to inject, and we're just going to move. In theory, as the foam expands, it's going to travel, and we're going to see it come out the next hole. When that happens, we will then stop filling that hole. We will move to the next one or even to the third one, and then we will continue the process. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to go into a second phase of injection, and as before, make sure you've still got a good flow rate. Very good. Let's reattach a new mixer. I think it would probably be best if you can reach it from here so that your weight won't influence the flex. I don't know if you can reach it down that second hole. Okay, get that about 15 seconds of expansions. Okay, there you go. Oh, a little different sound.
Yep. Hit the top there.
There it goes. Oh, cool. All right, we know where we are. Here, let me see if I can do that just temporarily. There we go. All right, let's get a little bit of a, let's blow that tip out. Excellent. All right. Oh, yeah. Excellent.
So we're going to the next
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Uh-huh. Okay, let me wipe the tip off, and I want you to do a little cleansing spurt here. A little bit more. Okay, so we've moved now to this final hole, and we really have to have our ears tuned to that expanding and gurgling sound as it moves up to meet the end of the step. So go ahead, here we go. Give it about a 3-second shot. Let's see here. That's hard. Okay, I think we're done here. Fantastic. All right. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, we're up step number 3, and we're going to follow the same procedure. Oh, remember this one was 4 inches. Yeah, this is a little deeper. Yep. Yeah, let's just let it set.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that, because we know that's full. There we go. It is fantastic. Actually, I want you to go in here. Oh, look, it's right here. Fantastic. Okay, just let it sit. Let's just, oh, good. Ah, perfect. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's take a break. It's very important that when you're gonna take a break, that you take the time to dress the end of the gun, reset the safety, wipe this really, really well, get all the crud out of there. The reason is that this really keeps the function of these orifices working really well, and to protect it, in each kit you have this little pack of Vaseline or petroleum jelly, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, just extrude a small amount like this and seal the end, and that will keep all the air away from it, and you won't have any contamination of the end of the gun. Okay, another thing, when you're in break, do not turn the valves off. All right, we're gonna take a short break. We've taken a little break. It is the middle of the summer in Oklahoma. A little toasty, but we're ready to go. But in the interim, what's neat is that all the foam under the steps has solidified. We have no more flexing. Okay, now we're going to finish this off, and we know the foam has traveled probably to here, so I don't know if we need to, that's kind of, we need to drill a hole there. but I think we should drill a couple of holes across here. We're going to finish off the top, and then basically we'll be done. That's not so hollow anymore. Okay, that is. I think we should drill right here in the corner.
Okay.
And you know what? I think we'll use the same methodology. We'll drill and we'll work our way around. Okay, let's do it. So I'd say probably right there in the corner.
Here?
Yes. Okay, good flow there. Oh, painted already, yeah. Pretty cool. Ah, there we go. Ready? Cool. All right. We got a flow going now. Oh, there it goes. Ha ha. We got it.
Okay.
Okay, give it a couple more shots. Let it push it a little bit more. Whoops. Here, let's just get a new nozzle. Let's get it. What we have to do, because you might want to use this for something else some other time, take the nozzle off and clean that off really well. There. Oh, that came out perfect. Okay, and we go like this.
Is it silicone?
That's just petroleum jelly. We have come to the conclusion, really, of another really neat project. I get enthused about it because it brings such opportunity to the homeowner to do something that isn't a significant financial investment. Now, we arrived here at about 10 a.m. It is now 1:15, so that's 3 hours and 15 minutes. So if you factor in all the time that we did with instruction and dialogue, and we even took a break, honestly, if you had come out here to do this on your own, you could probably do it in about 2 hours. So it's finished.
So let's try it out.
Let's try it out, yes.
Let's see what happened here. So before we had a lot of flex in here. You could feel the flex when you stepped on it, and this is just absolutely solid.
One of the things that is not seen underneath the steps is that this is really high density closed cell foam. All the access points around the steps have now been sealed. So the water that was once moving in there and compacting and moving the sand away, it can't move it. You cannot move the foam. Additionally, this foam has phenomenal adhesion. So anything that it comes in contact with, where it actually then dries and sets, is stuck for good. So the completion of the project would be to just take away some of the small amounts of foam, obviously remove the dowels and smooth them over.
We're going to fiberglass, but that's pretty minimal considering how much we've saved on having to replace the steps. So we can put a new fiberglass top on these steps, and they're going to be like brand new steps.
Well, it's been a great day.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring another really neat use and application of Secure Set spray foam to the market. Thank you very much.